and take the grace and take the opportunity to be better. I love
Thank you, brother. Love
Have
you.
a good night and a good show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Be careful. Okay, so here we go. This is CNN Tonight. I'm Don Lemon. Today, as everyone knows, we got a pipe bomb that was sent right here to CNN. For this president who cannot own his own terrible, awful, damaging rhetoric.
He had that opportunity.
He blamed the victim tonight.
Yeah.
For him to sit there and blame us, we're the victims here.
And only us.
Is disgusting.
Yeah, and only us. I guess he thought the victim in all this somehow him. But, you know, look, there are a couple of tweaks. One, I'm not so sure that they're doing his bidding. I'm not so sure that he's not doing their bidding. Because he's adopted a lot of things and brought a lot of things out that I had never really heard him talk about before, and it makes me think that he sees opportunity in it, but maybe he's getting played. And the second thing is, he is the president of the United States. He is our president. We only have one. And he had an opportunity tonight to take the high ground. Yeah. And it seems to me that the roar of the thousands is making him deaf to the needs of the millions. And I don't think he'll ever get where he wants to be unless he changes how he is.
Anderson was on earlier with James Clapper, and he said, well, are you taking any precautions? He talked about the mail situation. So I will tell you this that I will share. I ended my week last week with a conference call with the NYPD for one of the open, credible threats against me. That's how I ended my week. And now, the middle of this week, my first phone call was to CNN security because the super in my building said, how do we handle your mail today and going forward, Mr. Lemon? So I have to tell everyone who, including the postman, when you get something from me, I need you to be careful. Maybe you shouldn't open it. Maybe we should send it to a scanning facility or a facility where they open it. I have been in this business, Chris, for 27 years. And the only thing that, and I've had credible threats against me for the first time in the past couple of years. I have security now for the first time in 27 years. You know the only difference now versus all the other 25 years or so is Donald Trump and calling people the enemy. And listen, I'm tired of people going, well, maybe you can't. Yes, you can. He is the leader of the free world. He is the president of the United States. Anytime you call people enemy of the people, and people at your rally sit there and cheer, listen, we don't know who did this. Could be a Democrat, could be a Republican. It's a disturbed person.
Right.
Right?
But that's why it was so easy for him to take the high road today.
That disturbed person, though, is feeding off of the energy that this president is putting out.
It's true, but I'm saying, let's say, and I don't think that this is likely. I don't know how you get these same targets and it's a coincidence. But let's give the benefit of every doubt to that. He still had an opportunity tonight to say, Presidents Obama and Clinton, I'm sorry, we will keep you safe. That is my top priority. The other targets, we got to do better than this. If my rhetoric was making people feel this way, boy, are you stupid. Boy, did you get me wrong. Well, he could have.
He can't. He can't do it. He's not a big enough man to do it.
He could have done it. He's president of the United States. That is the job. The job demands that men grow in the moment. Well, it always has been. Every historian will tell you that. And that was the hope for him as well. But that's why, look, I like Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana. I like dealing with him. He's a straight dealer. He doesn't always like what I ask him. He comes at me sometimes. He dodges. I got to chase him. But he's a fair broker, and he came tonight, and a lot of people wouldn't in his party.
I don't think he's a fair broker. I think, listen, I think he'll come on and take the heat. By the way, he's from my home state. I don't agree with the way he represents us, but I'm glad that he comes on your show.
But he came on, right, and a lot wouldn't. But nobody in that party will look the president in the eye, or even on a TV screen when he's not even there, and say, what you did was wrong. You shouldn't do it. It's hurting us. You're hurting yourself. You're hurting everybody. That's what they should have said today. Paul Ryan's not even running again. He's got his Wisconsin Badgers jacket on. He's in the home state. He's giving his thing. He doesn't mention the president, what he does wrong, not once. And I don't see how that party can expect. I know what they're doing. I know what they're doing. They're riding the wave. They're afraid of him. They think they're going to get hurt at home. They like what he does with the agenda items. So they're swallowing something. They're choosing to ignore something, and by doing that, they're empowering it. And it literally wound up with a bomb in people's houses today.
Let me tell you this, and people know that we're friends. I love you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad Poppy Harlow is here. When I first saw her, I thought about her newborn and her 2-year-old daughter. I thought about her husband. I thought about Jim's family, Jim Sciutto's family. I thought about Kate Baldwin's family. I thought about Jeff Zucker's family. I thought about all the people in the makeup room, from Yoko to Mitch to Nancy to everyone. I thought about all the people I work with, to my executive producer, my producer Zach, every single person I've come across in this building that I've built a relationship with and I love. I thought about them, and I could be mourning them. And tonight, when I watched the President of the United States, to add insult to injury, he couldn't even mention us, and then he blamed the victim. It is a disgusting testament for how he leads this country and the words that come out of his mouth.
Look, I can't defend it. It was a failure. And, you know, some people will watch this today. Nobody was hurt. I called it a good day, right? Because nobody got hurt, thank God. And they'll say, oh, you guys are over-dramatizing it. Here's what you don't know. Don and I have spent so many years going around looking at the remains of people who've died in explosives like this, in situations like that. I've seen it all over the world. I've seen it with things that were less impressive than this, and I've seen it with more impressive. You never know. The potential is always there if somebody is willing to try to do something. That's why they're chasing so hard to find out who this was. And at best, it was someone who wanted us to know, I can reach out and touch you if I want to. And I can do you ugly if I want to. I don't know how that's not a moment that doesn't just defend. You know, Sarah Sanders responded to Jeff Zucker's statement. Jeff Zucker's the president of CNN.
Sarah, sit down. Have a seat.
So she's the
please.
press secretary. She says the president said that no act of violence like this should be tolerated, and then you call him out instead of calling for unity. How dare you do that? You know, look, all of you guys have to make your own lot. I talk to you guys about this in the White House on a regular basis. What you ignore, what you empower, and you are a part of the same message. You got to make a choice. And if you're going to call out Jeff Zucker for what he said, when your president was up at a rally today and he didn't say any of the things he needed to say, when you wrote the words for him, that's on you too. I don't want to take up all your time.
No, that's all right. I love talking to you. Again, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad Jeff Zucker's here. I'm glad Jeff said what he said. I'm glad Bob, the security guy's here. I'm glad Jackie's here. I'm glad Brenda's here. I'm so happy that you guys are here because this is life and death. And all the folks who are around here, Kevin, all of you guys, I'm so glad that you're here and alive today because we could have been mourning you guys.
Thank God
we're
not.
I think the people at home, and especially the people who are listening and watching at the White House, do your jobs. Do better.
And take the grace and take the opportunity to be better. I love you.
Thank you, brother. Love
Have
you.
a good night and a good show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Be careful. Okay, so here we go. This is CNN Tonight. I'm Don Lemon. Today, as everyone knows, we got a pipe bomb that was sent right here to CNN.